Volume 1, Remnants of the Celestial Era. Chapter 1, The War God King. In the great Chen Kingdom, at the fallen Dragon Ridge, dark clouds covered the sky, and a gloomy wind swept through the fallen Dragon Ridge, where tens of thousands of wounded soldiers were stationed. The scene was one of desolation, with the army protecting a central yellow tent. Inside the tent, officials gathered, anxiously looking towards the dragon throne in the north. Seated on the dragon throne was an elderly man in dragon robes, over 60 years old, with a pale complexion. He coughed continuously, and the servants by his side carefully attended to him, wiping away the blood at the corners of his mouth. On the dragon throne, there was also a man in his 40s wearing white clothes. At the moment, his hands were placed on the back of the elderly man's robes, as if transmitting true energy to help heal his injuries. Splurt. The elderly man spat out a mouthful of blood. The healing process concluded, but his condition did not improve. His face became even more pallid. Father, the head official among them, a middle-aged man in python-patterned robes, exclaimed. Your Majesty, the officials cried out in shock. Ignoring the officials, the elderly man looked at the white-clothed man who was assisting him with true energy. Granduncle, you don't need to continue. I know my situation. My meridians are shattered. I underestimated General Gao Xianzi of the Great Song Kingdom. He's formidable. When he guarded the southern border, I didn't realize his strength. Even when our army was winning successively, singing triumphantly, I couldn't have anticipated that King Song would hand over full command to Gao Xianzi. The moment the army fell into his hands, it was like divine assistance, unpredictable. Our favorable situation was dismantled comprehensively. The tide-like army, under his command, forced us to retreat. King Song, he really spared no effort. Cough. Chen Taiji coughed while speaking bitterly. I told you, this war between Chen and Song involves too much. It's not something you can imagine. The sects behind Song are just like ours. They have issued strict orders to win at all costs. Whoever wins will be able to claim the newly discovered Spirit Stone mine. The white-clothed man sighed slightly. Grandson pleads with granduncle. Eliminate Gao Xianzi. Otherwise, my Chen Kingdom will be utterly defeated, even facing annihilation. Chen Taiji pleaded. The white-clothed man sighed slightly. I've said before, this involves too much. Initially, it was just for a Spirit Stone mine, but now it has attracted the interest of a major figure. That figure wants to witness the worldly battles and has ordered us not to interfere. Even if it were me or the sect master, we wouldn't risk offending that major figure for the sake of your secular kingdom. What? You can't interfere? Cough. Chen Taiji coughed up another mouthful of blood. The white-clothed man nodded decisively. The sects behind Song also not allowed to interfere. So, don't think that your injuries were caused by the sects behind Song. It was entirely orchestrated by Gao Xianzi. Cough, cough, cough. Chen Taiji coughed again. Report. A soldier rushed into the tent, kneeling down and looking at the emperor, who was pale and coughing up blood. The atmosphere froze. Speak. Chen Taiji stared at the soldier. Reporting to your Majesty, Yuan has fallen, the soldier said anxiously. What? Cough, cough. Chen Taiji coughed again. Report. Another soldier rushed in. Reporting to your Majesty, Chengshan Pass has fallen. Report. Reporting to your Majesty, Jiayu Pass has fallen. Cough, 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 cough. Inside the tent, silence fell, leaving only the rapid breaths of the officials and Chen Taiji's coughing. Chen Taiji's face turned pale, and he coughed up blood once more. The white-clothed man furrowed his brows, as if sensing Chen Taiji's imminent demise. In the quiet tent, all the civil and military officials had expressions of panic. Father, with Tungwan, Chengshan Pass, and Jiayu Pass lost, once the 3 passes fall, it will be a smooth road for the Song Kingdom. 3/4 of our territory is essentially lost. We are finished. The The prince in python-patterned robes looked terrified. The white-clothed man sighed. Defeat is inevitable. Gao Xianzi is truly formidable. Chen Kingdom has no hope left. Chen Taiji's face had turned crimson. Using tactics like a god, Gao Xianzi truly deserves the praise. Feigning an attack in the east, breaking through the 3 passes simultaneously, scattering the morale of our army. What a talented general Gao Xianzi is. Cough, cough, cough. Chen Taiji, let the crown prince ascend to the throne. Chen Kingdom only has Hulao Pass left. Perhaps, if we hold on for a while, it might help. However, what use is it to hold on for long? This battle is lost. It's just a pity for your son. I hope the sect master won't blame your son too much. The white-clothed man's face looked grim. What? The sect master's blame? Chen Taiji resisted his coughing to gaze at the white-clothed man. The white-clothed man remained silent for a moment, then nodded. Possibly, I might also face consequences. In this battle, a major figure is watching. Once Chen Kingdom loses, that major figure will surely be disappointed with the sect. The sect master cares deeply about the opinion of that major figure. Perhaps, I hope the sect master won't place the blame. After all, the opposing military genius, Gao Xianzi, is too powerful. Chen Taiji suddenly trembled, his eyes changing as if making a difficult decision. No, we haven't lost yet. We still have Hulao Pass. And we still have Hulao Pass. Chen Taiji said tremblingly. Hulao Pass. The forces at Hulao Pass are the weakest, and they are just some garrison troops. Unlike the soldiers at the other 3 passes, they are like a flock of sheep that have never seen blood, and their numbers are not many. How can they resist the formidable army of the Song Kingdom? Moreover, you are nearing the end. If you can't withstand it, how can your son and the prince? With the loss of 3/4 of the territory, the hearts of the people lost, what can you use to compete with the Song Kingdom and their military genius, Gao Xianzi? The country is falling apart, the rivers and mountains are crumbling, and the situation is irreversible. You can't stop it, the white-clothed man said with a sigh. No, we haven't lost yet. Chen Taiji trembled, his face showing a fierce expression. Just with this group of defeated soldiers, the country is about to fall, and no one can stop it. Taiji, think about how to apologize to the sect master. This battle is lost. It's just a pity for your son. I hope the sect master won't be angry with your son. The white-clothed man's face turned serious. Father, is there anything we can do? The sect won't intervene. The crown prince's face showed bitterness. Chen Taiji closed his eyes, his whole body trembling. After a long time, he spoke. No, there's someone. He can turn the tide. He must be able to. Oh. The white-clothed man was slightly stunned. The crown prince also looked curious. Prince, go and beg him. As long as he is willing to come out of seclusion, as long as he is willing, we can still win. We definitely can. Cough, cough, cough. Chen Taiji coughed. Chen Taiji, how can you be sure that he can turn the tide? He's just an ordinary person with cultivation in the acquired realm. The white-clothed man frowned. Yes, father. He's just a businessman. Can he lead and command an army? The crown prince was also anxious. He can. He definitely can. If Gao Xianzi is a military god, then he, Gu Hai, is the king of military gods. Prince, it's up to you to lead all the civil and military officials to beg him. Even if you have to kneel, beg him. Chen Taiji's eyes showed determination. Just a businessman, the king of military gods. The white-clothed man raised an eyebrow. Granduncle, try your best to satisfy his requests. He's a good businessman, and he's an ordinary person. Only he can turn the tide. If we want to win, we can only ask him. I vouch for the prince's life. Chen Taiji's face had turned blood red. The white-clothed man looked at Chen Taiji, his brows furrowed in thought. The situation seemed hopeless, but Chen Taiji insisted that Gu Hai could turn the tide. Chen Taiji's expression did not seem like he was pretending. The white-clothed man also gradually became serious. After all, in this war between two countries, the stakes were too high, and no detail could be taken lightly. I will do it. The sect master has temporarily given me authority for this matter. As long as it's not excessive, I will do my best to satisfy him. The white-clothed man said solemnly. Prince, when you invite Gu Hai, if you want to turn the tide, you must follow all his arrangements. Remember, whatever he arranges, and also, call him Uncle Gu. He was once my sworn brother. Cough, cough. Chen Taiji said weakly. Uncle Gu, the Crown Prince looked surprised. Finally, apologize to him for me. I was unfair to him back then. Chen Taiji revealed a touch of bitterness. After saying the last sentence, Chen Taiji closed his eyes, and his face, which had turned red, faded away instantly, becoming pale and lifeless. Father, Your Majesty. His Majesty has passed away. Inside and outside the tent, everyone knelt down, mourning without end.